I am a children's entertainer gone rogue. Now I perform for adults. Used to sing about ducks, now I love to sing fuck. It's a lot of fun. I'll start off by saying that I really do not like a certain word, and I'm wondering if maybe you guys have the same dilemma, the word moist. I don't even like the word most. It sounds so much like moist. See, I was trying to figure out what to wear today and didn't have any clean laundry because I hate doing laundry. It's always there for me. And I said to my husband, can you go get the laundry out of the laundry room? I need to see if there's any clean clothes for me. And he brought the laundry basket in, and I said, is there any clean underwear? He says, yeah. Holds it up and says, but I still think they're moist. Yeah. I don't like that word. I started to make pancakes, and as I poured syrup on my pancakes, I thought, nope, don't want to eat it. Too moist. So I homeschool my kids, and I put them in school for a little while, and this is why. I taught them how to write poetry, and I said, let's go to the piano and see if we can make a song out of it. And my son jumps up from the kitchen table, runs to the living room, and says, field trip! I think I needed to get him out more. So if I sing, I'm a vocalist, correct? I play guitar, I'm a guitarist. I play ukulele, I'm an ukuleleist. If I'm a piano player, am I a pianist? Yeah, maybe. If I play at the Capitol, does that make me a capitalist? I drive for Lyft, does that make me a liftist? I'm still confused. I love performing at the Capitol. The one question I always have, though, when I'm driving for Lyft is do you know where I can find Molly? I still have yet to find her. So I went to KFC to grab some lunch before the show today, and I made a big mistake. I asked for 2 biscuits and a large wedgie. So I mix up my words all the time, you know? And I just kind of have to, instead of fighting it, I just had to join it and write a song. So this is a little song. Went to Whole Foods Deli to buy a panini, but I mixed my words up and around. Instead I said I'd like a punani, and that's when he looked at me ever so weirdly. Oh, I mix up my words all the time. Please don't give me any wine. Makes for silly conversations when I get mixed up in the brain, but that's okay. Hope my kids don't turn out the same, that'd be so lame. I noticed a picture my friend had painted, but I mixed my letters up and around. Instead I said, wow, you're sure autistic. And that's when she frowned at me ever so slightly. It was a bad mistake. I went to Planned Parenthood for birth control, but I mixed my letters up and around. Instead I said I'd like a DUI, and she said, don't you mean an IUD? Oh, I mix up my turds all the time. Shit, I even just did it the last line. Makes for silly conversations when I get mixed up in the brain, but that's okay. Hope my kids don't turn out the same, that'd be so lame. Then one day, my son asked my daughter a simple question. He said, where's Virginia? Well, she looked deep in her soul and she said, between my pee hole and my butthole. Don't you mean your vagina? Oh, we mix up our words all the time. That's okay, it makes it a lot of fun, right? It makes for silly conversations when we get mixed up in the brain, and that's okay, that my kids turned out the same. Thank you. So I haven't been teaching ukulele very long, just a few years, and it was a really funny incident. I was tuning my student's ukulele, and I let her play with this one, which I use on stage. And she's inspecting it, and she notices the little pickup hole here, and she goes, Miss Janelle Bean, how come your ukulele has a butthole and mine doesn't? Thought about it. Do you tell her you take the male end of a cord and stick it in the butthole so you can hear me better? That moment I broke her G-string. So, one thing about being a parent and having a couple kids is you have to pee a lot. And you get this urge to pee like when you're jumping on a trampoline, or the slip and slide, or the pool, or just long trips, and it makes it very difficult. And so I decided to write a song about it. Sometimes I get scared or in a nervous rage, just like now on the Capitol stage. But even if you know me even just a little, you'll know I have to piddle. No matter where the bathrooms are, near or far, I always know where to go. It's down the hall, past the bar, through the pools, the tables, and to the left. You'll thank me ladies later for that informative gift. When I drive for Lyft, I always stop here to pee, and I couldn't figure out why until I noticed the name has piddle in it. Cab Piddle. So being a teacher and retiring and moving to driving for cab, I realized real quick, 1, 2, 3 eyes on me doesn't work in a cab. I have to use the fuck word. First time I said the F word, I shook all over and thought, who said that? I mean, I was a teacher. I never said that word. You can't say that word even in your personal life because you might accidentally say it when you stub your toe in a classroom. So you always said duck, or whatever you choose to do. But man, first time I said it in a cab, I thought, wow, the power behind that. And I wanted to see what a taser does to a tallywhacker too, after the experience of saying the fuck word. And so it's a little bit weird to go from duck to fuck. And I have a song I want to share with you that another cab driver introduced me to, knowing this transition for me. Being nice in the cab doesn't work when they're being ornery. And so he shared this song. It's by Sarah Bareilles, called Sweet as Whole. But before I share that, I want to give you my best experiences driving a cab. I drove for Coiled Cabs, and I was picking up a man north of town at night, about 2 in the morning. And I was told he was wearing a black trench coat and had a lantern in one hand. I get back on dispatch and I said, do you really want me to pick this guy up? Like, does he have a hook in one hand and know what I did last summer? Fuck. So I drove out there in the dark, and I pulled over, and I saw this big man walking towards me with a lantern. Gets in the cab, and he starts giggling. I said, are you having a good night? He said, yeah. Okay, next question. First night driving cab, this is awkward. So he says, do you know what you texted me? I was like, what did I text you? That I'd pick you up in 5 minutes. He says, no, you texted me you'd lick me up in 5 minutes. Oh, shit. So to divert the awkwardness, I said, I'm a comedian, and that's really funny, and I'd love to use that at a stand-up bit at the Capitol on Wednesday. He said, that's great, can I go? I said, sure. So I told that joke, and right when the audience laughed at that part about the lick you up in 5 minutes, I said, you should have seen the guy. He's like 6'4", over 300 pounds. It's gonna take a lot longer than 5 minutes to lick him up. Everybody laughed, and then he stood up and went, that was me! Greatest moment of comedy. So this is the song, Sarah Bareilles, Sweet as Whole. Sometimes I can be perfectly sweet, got the sugar in me, stuffed up in my sleeve. Talk of ponies and rainbows and things, and I'm just who you want me to be. But like most creatures down here on the ground, I'm composed of the elements moving around. Grow and change, and I shift, and I switch, and it turns out I can actually be kind of a bitch. But that only happens when I get provoked by some piece of shit asshole we all sadly know. I sit and I write while reminding you all that mean songs are still better than going postal. That guy's an asshole. That girl's a bitch. baby, it's natural. No getting away from it, so sing it out with me and let it go. Fuck that guy, he's just an asshole. Oh, asshole. Oh, asshole. Asshole. You see, I surprised you with some of my words. Those surprises, while fun, can sometimes still hurt. Whatever. I hate to think that I've ruined your day. You're a dick and a queen of the high horse parade. But I'm sick and tired of your poisonous ways. You're a toxin, wasting perfectly good space. And I say what I think, but it's more economic than drugs or a drink. That guy's an asshole. Sing with me, that guy's an asshole. That girl's a bitch, that girl's a bitch. Baby, it's natural, baby, it's natural. No getting away from it. So sing it out with me and let it go. One last time, here we go. Fuck that guy, he's just an asshole. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.